this?
This is Lewis Hart for The Ring magazine.
I've got a bone to pick with you.
What's this?
Don't ever start coming to my press conferences giving it the big one.
I'm not giving it the big one.
Since you've got a job for The Ring magazine, your head has fallen off. Even your peers are talking about your attitude, how it's changed.
It's coming. That's not my problem. That's coming.
It was on the stage next to my leg. And I said to you, is this mic for me? And you went, well, obviously, that's why I left it there. You would never have said that when you worked for the other lot.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. But it's like, it shows like the relationship's going stronger. Like, I feel confident saying things.
It shows you got a few quid and your head's fallen off.
Not at all, not at all. But someone whose head hasn't fallen off is Jack Catterall, and he obviously fights Arnold Barboza this time next week. Obviously here for them coming face to face for the first time in the UK. Excited for next Saturday? Yeah,
I mean, I think when you look at Jack, I would say pound for pound, arguably Britain's top fighter at the moment. I mean, look at the run he's been on since he joined us. You know, Linares headline, back when Linares still had some left. Josh Taylor fight, epic fight. Regis Prograis, great fight, great performance, and now Arnold Barboza. And this one means a lot because it's the interim world title and may end up being the crowning of the new world champion at 140 with Teofimo Lopez. So it's a good fight, it's a tough fight, it's a great card. You know, that TV portion, obviously you got Catterall against Barboza, you got the Belotti Gomez, I was going to say rematch, but the fight that never happened. Pat McCormack in a really good fight against Robbie Davis, and Zelfa Barrett against Jazza Dickens. William Croller, Connor Tudsbury making his debut, and much more. So Jack's been brilliant, and this is another big test for him. And you can see old Barboza's team, they mean business. Golden Boy fighter. This is a proper fight. Pat Brown obviously here today to make his pro debut as well. I'm sure you may, in all your promoting career, may never experience a pro debut like this with the amount of tickets that have been sold. I mean, he's taken 2,000 straight off the bat for a 6-rounder. He's fighting Resniak, which is a very dangerous fight. I think he's 15-6. He drew with Vasil Ducar, who we've seen come over and give a lot of our heavyweights problems. I think it's a little bit adventurous for a debut, but when you're headlining, you know, it's a next-gen card. Cameron Vong will fight Jordan Flynn on that card as well. Mark Dickinson as well for the English title. Rhiannon Dixon returns. Connor Tudsbury on that card as well. William Croller. So it's a big night for Pat Brown, but you're about to see the beginning of a journey of one of Britain's top stars of the future. Yeah, absolutely. I'm a little bit pressed for time, so I did want to run through a few things. Oh, well, it's the Ring magazine. You can have as much time as you want. Thank you, I appreciate that. Martin Bakole and Ben Shalom were on TalkSport on Saturday, and Martin Bakole seemed to talk about a fight with Anthony Joshua in Africa, and then when Spencer Oliver asked Ben Shalom, he was like, "It's done. I've heard it's happening." And then you seemed to say that it was no. I mean, was it a bit random to see? I woke up the next morning and I text Ben Shalom. I said, "Blimey, you must have had a good night." I said, "What on earth were you talking about?" And he said, I can't remember what he said, saying about, no, they said this, and we've not had one conversation about that fight, not one. So I'm not against the fight, by the way, but to say it's signed and agreed, I don't know where it's come from. Why do you think he come out? No idea. I don't, it's a strange one he is sometimes. You know, and I've got a good relationship with Ben now. I think he's quite amusing and he's a little bit wacky and out there, but that was just wild. So yeah, I don't know, not one conversation. Then I saw a day later that Wilder Joshua was signed, just to make it clear, and there's not really a lot to talk about on AJ other than he's just starting to get ready to go back to camp. We'll see what happens February 22nd, and around that week or the week after that fight, we will be selecting his opponent for the summer. Okay. And that's it. During that night, Adam Azim obviously fought Sergey Lipinets, beat Sergey Lipinets, called out Dalton Smith sort of after and said, I hope you're watching. Kind of. I spoke to Shane McGuigan after, and he said... You were shit. I was shit? Yeah. I told you... Did you see that? Yes. You've just reminded me, you really pissed me off, right? When we done our interview in the office, I said to you, right, please, will someone just say to Shane McGuigan, or Adam Azim, will you fight Dalton Smith next? No, okay, you didn't say that. I said in 12 months. Okay, I apologise. What the fuck's 12 months got to do with it? Or 2025, I said. Would you fight him in 2025? Why don't we just say next? Because you let him off the hook, and they were like, yeah, we'll fight Dalton Smith. Yeah, we beat him up, we stop him. I mean, he's got to marinate a little bit. What the fuck's he got to marinate for? So on that, I did want to ask... No, your bum win. No. It did. I said, would you fight him in 12? I said in 12 months. But you asked me all these questions, right? Yeah. You pressed me with all these questions. You don't do it elsewhere. No, but when Shane McGuigan goes, I asked Ben Shalom. I did ask Ben Shalom. What did he say? He said, he didn't really get. I can't think of the answer. Ben Shalom went. I would do that fight, but I'm off to the moon tomorrow. So, I'll let you know how I go. It's all done, signed. I've done the paperwork for the rocket. Yeah. Unbelievable.
But there was something I did ask Ben.
What did he say?
I can't give you the answer off the top of my head. It wasn't anything that would. I'm not going to. You have to watch the interview.
This is what you should do.
I'm not going to say nothing.
Shane, Ben, obviously a lot of people want to watch the Dalton Smith fight, right? Would you be up for that fight? Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, we stop him, we beat him. Would you do that fight next? Oh, it's got a marinade.
Yeah.
Why would you say it's got a marinade?
So I wanted to ask you about Shane's comments on the Toe podcast on Sky, and just paraphrasing, he said that there's only one chance to make the most amount of money for that fight, and he made points of Dalton not selling out Nottingham.
But there was they sold about 2,000 tickets for Adam Azim at the weekend.
But does he not make a point in terms of let's do this when?
Why? Why do you want to?
So you can make the most amount of money out of it?
Louis, why do you want to be on the side of people not wanting great fights to happen? Yeah. Like, if I tell you that I want a fight to marinate, or I want that fight to be worth more money, everyone goes absolutely mental, right? And goes, I'm telling you, and I'm telling the public, make one of the best fights in British boxing now. Adam Azim is miles away from winning a world title. He's just won the IBO. They're going to remove him from all the rankings. Yeah. Dalton Smith's #1. He's mandatory. He's going to fight for the world title. And when he wins the world title, what do you think? Adam Azim's going to be happy with the deal for him being a voluntary challenger. Then they're going to moan. Like, you can't say you're going to stop him. You can't say you beat him now and then say it needs to marinate, or His Excellency's got to come up with a load of money for that fight. Like, if whoever wins that fight is a massive star in this country. Yeah. Trust me, Adam Azim is not a massive star, nor is Dalton Smith. Now, they have star potential, right? And they're tremendous fighters. This is the kind of fight that's going to take them to that level. But you talk a good game, but just your cojones, they're not really there. Roll the fucking dice, baby. But we might lose. Adam Azim's brilliant. Brilliant young fighter. But you don't really fancy it, do you? Let's be honest.
Yeah. A final one from myself after getting a nice lecture in there. Canelo Crawford was on, off now. I guess what were your thoughts on that? And I guess, where did both fighters go? I know Canelo talked about Jake Paul, but I think more on the side of where does Terence Crawford go from here?
I don't know. I woke up to it this morning. Shocked me a little bit. But, I don't know if it's in relation to the Jake Paul fight. I mean, look, the Jake Paul fight makes perfect sense for Canelo Alvarez, but it also changes kind of like the trajectory a little bit of the Crawford fight. Like, Canelo Crawford is one of the great boxing fights, right, that can be made in the modern day. And when you go and fight Jake Paul, it kind of like, I don't know. And maybe someone's reacted to that news. I don't know. Or maybe it just fell through. No. But it sounds to me that the move to fight Jake Paul has just maybe derailed the other fight. But I don't blame Canelo Alvarez, because financially, the bigger fight is Canelo-Jake Paul. Because in that fight, you've got two big stars. In the other fight, you've got two great fighters and one big star. And Terence Crawford, who should be a big star, but the reality is isn't. He's just an unbelievable fighter. So, listen, everything can change overnight, as you saw.
Yeah,
so don't rule out Canelo Crawford. But as I'm hearing, Canelo-Jake Paul is done. And I get it. Yeah, I'll watch it.
Mad old game. Eddie, always a pleasure, mate. Really appreciate the time.
Listen, back up your ideas.
Okay, look.
Thank you.
Thank you.